grew up listening to a lot of the types of groups that my parents were listening to, which was anything from Motown or Michael Jackson, James Brown, Earth, Wind & Fire. And then in high school, I discovered Led Zeppelin. But to me, like getting more into classic rock and in college with the Beatles and the Stones, I prefer the Stones and the Beatles-Stones debate. Now I listen to a lot of pop as well, but as far as songwriting, I'm more inspired by the writing of a lot of the older songs as opposed to the modern stuff.
Led Zeppelin, The Who, Pink Floyd. With Zeppelin, we got John Paul Jones. In Pink Floyd, we have Guy Pratt, who replaced Roger Waters. And not that I don't like Roger Waters, but Guy Pratt has just something extra that I particularly like. So I kind of try to bring those two in my influences of those awesome bassists and the epic frontmen of these groups.
When I was in high school, I really was into jam bands and classic rock. Then I went through more of a grunge phase. Then I went through a little bit of a hip-hop phase, and then in the classic soul, funk. So it's pretty rangy, and I'm kind of built from all of that.
I like groove-oriented rock, so I listen to a lot of King's X and Nuno Bettencourt, Richie Kotzen, Stevie Salas, Josh Clayton-Felt, Blue Saraceno. I love guitar-oriented music. Being a guitar player, of course. So
in elementary school and middle school, I was just listening to whatever anybody else was listening to, and honestly, like in that time period, I liked Matchbox 20 and Busta Rhymes the most. If you asked me who my two favorite artists were, they were Matchbox 20 and Busta Rhymes. But right about 8th grade, that's when I started getting into my dad's CD collection, and he turned me on to Frank Zappa, which was probably inappropriate, to be honest. But it was incredible. I loved him. I thought he was hilarious, and later on I realized how incredibly smart and artistic he is. Hendrix is far and away my favorite artist. I love Beck, Andrew Bird. Really, I love anyone else who can make a lot of sound just by themselves. Reggie Watts is one of my favorite acts. He's not just a musician, but Led Zeppelin, just standard guitar gods that musicians generally love.
I got the recipe to make my lady come. So here's what